Season 1, Episode 1 of my fanfiction fun day. I posted the synopsis video yesterday. Now let's get started. Chapter 1, Newcomers. I was practicing my archery skills when I heard my name get called out. No, yelled out. James! I look around and see my friend Ramus running towards me. Yo, what's up? I asked, walking towards him. There's some new guys and I was wondering if you could show them around camp, Ramus told me. I thought about it, then replied, Sure, I'll do it. Where are they? He pointed to the dinner pavilion and said over by the Hermes table. I nodded my head and started to walk towards the dining pavilion. After about a 10-minute walk, I arrived at the pavilion. Hey, boys, I say, jogging over to the table. I'm James, and I'll be your guide. They look at me with fear, anger, and confusion mixed in their gaze. I'm Sirius, and this is Regulus, my younger brother, he said with a stiff tone. Where are we? The boy named Regulus asked me. I crack a smile and say, Welcome to Camp Half-Blood, the only place where you're safe. Probably. They look at me surprised and scared. What do you mean, probably? They asked in unison. Sirius abruptly stood up and told me, We aren't going anywhere until you explain where we are. I sigh and look at them, then tell them, At Camp Half-Blood, you'll learn to protect yourself and others. And before you ask, the half-blood part is half human, half god. They looked at me with a surprised and excited look in their eyes. Really? Sirius asked. Really? Regulus asked. I smile at him and say, Hey, it's okay. Now let's go so I can show you guys around camp. They nod at me and I show them around the camp. Around 30 minutes later, we get to the cabins. So these are the cabins. They nod their heads and Regulus asks, Where are we going to stay? I look at him and smile. In cabin 9, aka Hermes cabin, until you get claimed. They looked at me with a confused look in their eyes and in unison asked, Claimed? What do you mean claimed? I told them that when you get claimed, you find out who your godly parent is. Oh, okay. Thanks, James, Regulus says to me. No problem, Regulus, I say, turning my head and smiling at him. Well, we're here, I say while walking up to the Hermes cabin. Are you gonna knock? Sirius asked me. I shake my head. Nope. I take a deep breath and yell, Peter, get out here. I notice that Regulus said something in French to the effect of bon sang salut to brute. I'm sorry, I don't know French, guys. Please be nice, and if you do know how to say it, thank you. That is an amazing skill for you. Please be nice about it, though. Or holy hell, that was loud in English, just so you guys know. I turned to them and said, Sorry, there's a lot of people in there, so you can't knock, so you have to yell. They nodded, saying that they understood. I turned back to the door just as it opened. Hey, James, need anything? Peter said. I moved a little to the left and said, Yeah, new campers. Hank brought them. Hank was the only name I could think for a satyr. Now let's continue. He looked them up and down and then yelled behind him, Hey, Haley, make sure we have 2 bunks ready. We have new campers. I hear a faint okay from the back of the cabin. What are your names? Peter asked. I'm Sirius, and this is Regulus. Sorry, Sirius tells him. I looked at Sirius and asked, Hey, Sirius, what did you almost call Regulus just now? I mean, you don't have to tell me or anything. I'm just wondering. Sirius looked at Regulus and nodded. Regulus said, He almost called me my dead name. I recently transitioned, and Sirius has been trying really hard to get the name to not dead name me, which I appreciate. I look at him and say, If you're worried we won't accept you, well, think again. It's okay. I can see a long exhale, letting all the anxiety of not being accepted being let out, and him relaxing. I turn to talk to Peter, however, he's already gone. I sigh. Sorry, he always does this. However, you need to meet Chiron. They look at each other, at one another, and shrug. Okay, Sirius says. Lead the way, Mr. Guide. I chuckle and lead him to the big house, and that's when I saw Chiron. Chiron! These are... I turn and see Regulus and Sirius frozen with shock. "You guys okay?" I asked. "We know him. He worked at our school a few years back," Regulus says to me. I look at them and start laughing. Then Regulus asks, "What's so funny, James?" I catch my breath and say, "Well, if Chiron thinks a demigod is really powerful, he'll work at their school just to keep an eye on them." They nodded. Then Sirius said, "If you're Chiron, the Chiron, why aren't you like a centaur?" Regulus then punched him in the arm and quickly said, "I'm sorry about him." I saw Chiron smile. "It's quite all right, you guys. However, yes, I'm a centaur and I'm in my human vessel right now." Sirius apologizes and turned to me and asked, "So, why do we need to talk to Chiron?" I hold up my pointer finger up to say to Chiron, "Chiron, please, just this once." He sighs. "Fine, just don't let Mr. D find out. He'll be furious and probably turn you into a dolphin. And be back before lunch." I nod and turn to Sirius and Regulus. "Well, we came here to negotiate with Chiron, and we got what we came for now." "Come on," I say as I take off towards the forest with Sirius and Regulus hot on my heels. I then abruptly stop in front of the forest tree line. "Whoa, why are we here?" Sirius asks. I smile and wave my hand, motioning them to follow me. They follow me. They follow us quietly at me. "We're here," I whispered over my shoulder. What are we doing?" Regulus asks. "This," I reply, aiming my bow for a rope in the tree above us. "Whoa," I hear Sirius say behind me as the hysterical boys and girls frantically get out of the way of rocks that were raining down on them. "James Fleamont Potter?" I heard a familiar voice here. "Shit," I say, running back the way we came, holding both Regulus's and Sirius's wrist. "What happened? Why are we running?" Sirius questioned. I dragged them into a shrub and explained. "That was Ramus Lupin, son of Athena, goddess of wisdom and battle strategy. However, fucking terrifying when angry." Chiron rubbed his eyebrows the way Chiron does when he's irritated. "Then why did you ambush them with rocks?" he snapped at me. I take a breath to calm my breathing because I didn't know he was patrolling. How he was patrolling. Now we should get back to my cabin before they get to Mr. D or Chiron. Regulus takes a deep breath and asks, "How are we going to get there?" I smile and step into the sun and say, "By sun traveling, of course." Sun traveling is exactly like shadow traveling that Nico does. However, it's like by using the sun. So Apollo's gift, since he is like the son of the god of the sun in music and healing and archery. He's got a lot of things. By sun traveling, of course, they looked excited, but just as much confused. "Come here," I say, waving my hand as to motion them to come to me. They reluctantly do, and I say, "Hold on, I've never done more than 2 people." They started to say something, but we are already sun traveling. A few seconds later, of warm and rejuvenating sunlight, we were right outside cabin 5, Apollo's cabin. Then I realized I had to check on Regulus and Sirius. I spin around to see Sirius and Regulus perfectly fine, smiling and all. I sigh with a deserved sense of calm. "Anyways, come on, I'll introduce you to my half-siblings," I say to them. They shrug and follow me to my cabin. Immediately before I go in there, there's a bowl of sunglasses with a note that says, "To whoever is about to enter this cabin who isn't a child of Apollo, please take one for yourself. Love, Cabin 5. Both Regulus and Sirius grab sunglasses, put them on, and follow me into my cabin. We walk in, and it was like you stepped into the sun because it was so bright. I say hello to my brothers and sister when people behind me started gasping and pointing at Regulus and Sirius. I turned around. Oh my gods! Well, that's all for today, guys. I'll see you guys tomorrow or maybe Saturday. But bye!